everybody, it's Lisa, one of the admins of the Newbie Hangout group. I had mentioned that I would do a tracing video and show you some of the tricks that I use for pictures that aren't very clear. I'm going to use the example from one of the questions we had today. It was to trace this little Valentine's truck. Anytime you're tracing anything, anything white or light colored and like this gray will not show up. The Silhouette software doesn't seem to like it. So typically what you can do is if you click on your picture, there's this cool little button, and if you hover over it, remember I told you it makes it look really smart, so it tells you what it does. It's open the shader effects window. It was probably 2 years before I discovered this, and it was a life changer. So you're going to click on that, make sure your picture or design is highlighted, and you can actually go in and change the colors. See how I can do that? I can make that gray, so I'm going to make it a little bit darker. You can go in and colorize it, and all that means is it just changes the hue. You can do your contrast, your brightness, until you figure out what's going to work. All these other things are just different ways to go in and adjust the colors. And the sliders do the same thing. It adjusts the strength or temperature. Okay? So I'm going to go back up here to mine. I'm going to leave it where I have the contrast this way. I'm going to try and make it easier to trace. So then we go to our trace button. To me, it almost looks like a piece of like jelly toast or peanut butter toast. A lot of people think it looks like a butterfly. It's whatever your preference is. You click on that. Make sure you click Select Traced Area, and then highlight the area you want to trace. Okay, so you can see wherever the black is, it's not going to trace. The first thing you're going to do is turn off that nasty high pass filter. If you don't turn it off, it'll actually cut a double line. This yellow line actually has 2 lines, so it'll cut that out. So take that nasty thing off. You still can't see your gray bucket. Okay, so there's all these different buttons underneath that also mess with the tracing part. You can always go to threshold. If you slide it, see how it fills it in? So now my bucket is filled in. Scale just kind of makes it a little bit clearer. Okay. So now I have my bucket, I have all my hearts and my name, and then you're going to hit trace. This will trace the whole design itself. Trace the outer edge means it's only going to trace just the outline. Trace and detach means it'll trace everything, but it'll break it apart. So I'm just going to choose trace. Okay. Now when I move this away, I have my little truck. Typically when I am tracing or doing any kind of my designs, I always fill them in because I'm just anal like that. Okay, so the next thing you're going to say is you have all this crap in here you don't need. So let's get rid of some of the crap. Now, what's going to be scary is I'm going to show you how to release the compound path. Basically, that makes it separated apart. It's no longer one flat piece or component. Typically, the way that it looks is everything's all glued together, so we're going to unglue it. So left click to select your design, right click it, release your path. Don't freak out if every thing turns black. You're just going to take out what you don't need. So click on any parts you don't need, hit the delete button. And just keep deleting. And you can also just click and select several pieces and delete them at once too. So I don't have a kid named Camden, so I'm going to take that out. In order to make all your circles come back, you're going to right click and then left click to select everything. So I right click and hold it, left click and drag around it. On your design, I want you to right click again, make compound path. So there's your little truck. So just that easy you can do trying to trace things. Anything that's light colored, I will typically go in and manipulate it using our shader window. So I hope that helped. If you guys have any questions, you can always get a hold of me or Kylan. More than happy to help our little newbies out and to get you where you need to be. And I will talk to you guys later.